Imagine a life stretched long and full of experiences, a life that has seen its share of triumphs and failures, joys and sorrows. This is the life of the man whose story we are about to explore. He lived to a ripe old age, amassing wealth beyond measure. But his greatest treasure wasn't his fortune. It was the wisdom he gained along the way. He wanted to leave behind more than just material possessions. His words, etched in time, offer a glimpse into a life rich with experience and understanding. He understood that true wealth wasn't measured in dollars and cents, but in the richness of human connection. His story reminds us that the journey is just as important as the destination. Happiness isn't something you buy or achieve. It's a state of being cultivated through intention, gratitude, and a deep understanding of what truly matters. The old man realized a profound truth that eluded him in his younger days. True wealth wasn't about the size of his bank account. It was about the depth of his experiences and the strength of his relationships. His journey taught him that true value lay not in what he could acquire, but in what he could give. The old man found joy in shifting his focus from accumulating wealth to sharing it. Acts of generosity became his new currency. He discovered that the more he gave, the richer his life became. It was the everyday acts of kindness that brought him immense joy. The most valuable treasures he would leave behind weren't material possessions but the intangible gifts of love and wisdom. He learned that success meant little without someone to share it with. He yearned to encourage others to prioritize their relationships. True happiness resided in the embrace of family and the laughter of friends. The old man understood the allure of wealth but recognized the danger in equating money with happiness. He saw how the relentless pursuit of wealth could become an insatiable hunger. True happiness was an inside job, cultivated through gratitude and meaningful connections. Money was merely a tool, an amplifier of one's true nature. The old man spoke of the importance of finding contentment in life's simple pleasures. True wealth lay in savoring everyday moments and cultivating gratitude. Happiness wasn't about chasing fleeting pleasures but about inner peace. Contentment was about appreciating everything he had. The true measure of a person's wealth was in the impact they had on others. True fulfillment came from making a difference in the world. He found satisfaction in using his wealth to support charitable causes. His legacy was measured in the lives he touched through generosity and kindness. Despite his success, the old man carried a heavy heart. He had neglected relationships that gave life true meaning. The pursuit of professional triumphs came at a steep price. He traded precious time with loved ones for fleeting satisfaction. Now, he felt the weight of his isolation. The love he had taken for granted was now his deepest regret. Human connection wasn't a luxury, but a necessity. True happiness was found in the warmth of human interaction. He realized that vulnerability was a strength, not a weakness. True intimacy required vulnerability and the sharing of joys and sorrows. The old man encouraged others to cherish their relationships. He emphasized the importance of being present and truly listening. Relationships required constant tending with patience and understanding. Love and connection were sown in small, everyday moments. True peace and happiness were cultivated from within. Mastery of the inner world allowed him to navigate life's storms. He practiced mindfulness, finding stillness amidst chaos. This practice freed his mind to experience the beauty of the present moment. True freedom came from living in alignment with his values. He encouraged others to embrace their uniqueness and live authentically. Conformity stifled creativity and joy. The world needed their unique gifts and authentic expressions. The old man embraced the impermanence of all things. He saw it as a reminder to cherish each precious moment. Letting go and embracing the present brought joy. He encouraged others to appreciate the journey and remember that change was inevitable. The old man found solace and wisdom in the teachings of Buddhism, particularly in the concept of impermanence. He often reflected on the transient nature of life, how everything is in a constant state of flux, and how clinging to anything, be it wealth, relationships, or even life itself, only leads to suffering. He embraced the Buddhist principle that all things arise and pass away, just like the changing seasons, the waxing and waning moon, and the waves crashing upon the shore. This understanding brought him a sense of peace, allowing him to accept both the joys and sorrows of life with equanimity. He realized that resisting change only amplified suffering. Instead, he learned to appreciate the beauty of each passing moment, knowing that nothing lasts forever. He often compared life to a flowing river, constantly moving, changing, and evolving. The old man was an avid reader of philosophy, finding solace in the words of great thinkers throughout the ages. He was drawn to philosophies that emphasized self-reflection, introspection, and the pursuit of wisdom. He believed that true understanding came not from blindly accepting dogma, but from questioning, exploring, and seeking truth within oneself. He immersed himself in the works of philosophers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, pondering their timeless questions about the meaning of life, the nature of reality, and the pursuit of happiness. He found that philosophy provided him with a framework for understanding the complexities of the human condition, for grappling with life's big questions, and for finding meaning in a world that often felt chaotic and uncertain. The old man's study was his sanctuary, a place where he could lose himself in thought, engage in dialogues with the great minds of the past, and delve deeper into the mysteries of existence. He believed that the unexamined life was not worth living, and he encouraged those around him to cultivate a spirit of curiosity, to never stop questioning, and to always seek a deeper understanding of themselves and the world around them. The old man's exploration of Buddhism and philosophy wasn't just an intellectual pursuit, it was a deeply personal journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. He saw these teachings as pathways to enlightenment, as guides for living a more mindful, compassionate, and fulfilling life. He was particularly drawn to the Buddhist concept of the Eightfold Path, a set of guidelines for ethical conduct, mental discipline, and spiritual insight that leads to liberation from suffering. He strived to embody these principles in his daily life, cultivating right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Through meditation, he sought to quiet his mind, to observe his thoughts and emotions without judgment, and to cultivate a sense of inner peace that transcended the turmoil of the external world. He believed that true happiness wasn't something to be found in material possessions or external achievements, but rather it was an inner state of being. A deep sense of contentment and fulfillment that arose from living in alignment with one's values and from cultivating a compassionate and loving heart. The old man's heart, despite a life rich with experience and material success, held a cavern of regret, a void that no amount of wealth could fill. It was a regret born from the realization that he had traded precious moments for fleeting pursuits, moments that could never be reclaimed, that he had prioritized ambition over affection, choosing work over the warmth of his family's embrace, and that he had allowed the walls of his self-made empire to isolate him from the very people who mattered most, creating a barrier that grew insurmountable over time. He had climbed the ladder of success, only to discover at the summit that the view was hollow without someone to share it with, a realization that came too late. The echoes of laughter that once filled his home, now replaced by silence, the warmth of family gatherings that he had taken for granted, the simple joy of sharing a meal with loved ones, these were the memories that now haunted him, each one a reminder of what he had lost, each one a poignant reminder of the opportunities he had missed, the moments that slipped through his fingers. He had allowed the demands of his work to consume him, believing that success would bring happiness, convincing himself that his family understood his sacrifices, that they would forgive his absence, that they knew his heart was in the right place, even when his presence was not. But as he looked back on his life, he saw the toll his absence had taken, the price of his choices. He saw the toll his absence had taken, the unspoken longing in the eyes of his children, the unspoken longing in the eyes of his children, the dreams they had to chase without him, the quiet resignation of his spouse, who had learned to live without him, and the growing chasm that separated him from the people he loved most. A chasm that now seemed impossible to bridge. Time, the old man realized, was the one commodity that even his vast wealth couldn't buy. It flowed like a relentless river, carrying away yesterday's moments with unwavering certainty. He had always believed that time was on his side, that he could make up for lost time, that he could mend broken fences and rebuild bridges once he had achieved his goals. But time, he discovered, played by its own rules, indifferent to human ambition and regret. The years he had spent chasing after success had slipped through his fingers like grains of sand, leaving behind a residue of longing and what-ifs. He had learned the hard way that time waits for no one, that it grants no extensions, and that it offers no refunds. The hands of the clock that once seemed to move at a leisurely pace now spun with alarming speed, each tick a stark reminder of the precious moments slipping away. He yearned to turn back the clock, to relive those missed opportunities, to whisper apologies into the wind, but time, he knew, was an unforgiving master. The old man, in the twilight of his years, found himself reflecting deeply on the life he had lived. He felt an urgency to share the wisdom he had gleaned from a lifetime of experiences, both triumphant and regretful, hoping to impart valuable lessons. If his words could spare others from the same pangs of remorse, if his insights could guide them away from the pitfalls he had encountered, if his story could serve as a cautionary tale, then perhaps his journey, with all its missteps and detours, would have served a greater purpose. He believed that sharing his story was a way to give his life meaning beyond his own experiences. He urged those around him to listen to the whispers of their hearts, to prioritize their relationships, and to cherish every moment with their loved ones. He emphasized the importance of never taking their loved ones for granted, for these connections were the true essence of life. He encouraged them to create a legacy of love, to weave a tapestry of shared experiences that would be remembered for generations. He urged them to make time for the people who mattered most, for in the end, it was the love we gave and received that truly defined the richness of our lives. He implored them to embrace the present moment, to savor the simple joys that life offered, and to make every second count, for time, once past, could never be reclaimed. His words, spoken with a mixture of regret and hope, were a testament to the transformative power of love and connection. He reminded them that life's greatest treasures were often found not in material possessions, but in the hearts of those we held dear. He left them with a final plea, to live fully, love deeply, and cherish every moment. For in the end, it was these simple yet profound experiences that defined the true richness of our lives. His heartfelt message resonated deeply, a poignant reminder of what truly mattered. It was a call to action, to live a life filled with love, compassion, and meaningful connections. And a poignant reminder that life's greatest treasures were often found not in material possessions, but in the hearts of those we held dear. The old man's story is a tapestry woven from threads of success and regret, ambition and love, wisdom hard-earned through a lifetime of experiences. Each thread tells a tale of triumphs and failures, of dreams pursued and lessons learned. It serves as a poignant reminder that true wealth isn't measured in material possessions, but in the richness of human connection, the pursuit of purpose, and the appreciation for life's simple pleasures. The laughter shared, the hands held, and the moments of joy are the real treasures. His journey, though uniquely his own, reflects universal truths that resonate with each of us. It mirrors our own quests for meaning, our own struggles and victories, and our own search for belonging. It speaks to the yearning within us all to live lives of meaning and purpose, to forge lasting bonds of love and friendship, and to leave behind a legacy that extends beyond our years. It is a call to action to live fully and love deeply. His words, etched in the annals of time, serve as guideposts for our own journeys, urging us to prioritize what truly matters, to embrace vulnerability, and to cherish the fleeting moments that make up a life well lived. They remind us that every moment is precious and every choice significant. May his story inspire us to examine our own lives, to reassess our priorities, and to make choices that align with our values, for in the tapestry of life, it is the threads of love, connection, and purpose that create the most vibrant and enduring patterns. Let us weave our own stories with intention and care. Let us remember his wisdom, carry his lessons in our hearts, and strive to live in a way that honors the precious gift of time and the profound beauty of human connection. In doing so, we not only honor his legacy, but also create our own.